welcome to the show. So this is my first video ever. First video on the channel at the very least. So I thought, why not cover the first figure I bought for my collection? It helped me get back into the fandom, and if you recognize that backdrop over there and that chair, I think you know what it is. Studio Series 86, Coronation Starscream. I got this guy off of Amazon, I think, for about 52-ish, but I don't know what price it is now. I might edit in an image of it when I get to that. But he comes with quite a bit. The Nemesis chair from the first episode of the cartoon, which is the wrong chair, but you know, the spirit's there. The spirit's there. Comes with the crown that he wore, the cape, which it kind of opens up so you can have a bit more action. You'll see exactly like the finished look once we get to that. Shoulder pads with null rays that go with the shoulder pads as well. The gear's pretty sweet, I believe, but you know, it all serves the purpose of this figure. He's way more of a display piece than a toy that's like aimed at kids. He still has some fun play value though, if you like messing with figures. But let's get him all kitted out. Here's Starscream in his royal garb. The shoulder pads, the crown, the cape all come together to make this look really good. A thing I like to do when I have him with his gear, just to give him a bit more of a dynamic silhouette, is on the ports under his arms, I put his like base mode null rays, just to give him that bit more power. That bit more powerful look to him. I like to think it adds to the silhouette, and it makes him look like he's more of a threat, even if, you know, he got absolutely destroyed in one shot by Galvatron, but that hasn't happened yet. Shush. Articulation's pretty sweet. We got universals at the shoulders. It's a bit hindered by the shoulder pad, but that's just because it's a giant shoulder pad. What do you expect? Bicep swivel. Hand opens and closes. They're like little grabby hands. His hand can go up and down just because of transformation. His head is on a ball joint, so it could go all the way around. Not with the crown, though, because the crown's a bit... Oh, well, maybe it can, actually. Look at that. With the legs, once you move the hip skirt out of the way, this much forward, this much back with the cape, and without the cape. It doesn't have a lot of good leg stuff, but out about that much, I'd say maybe 80, 75 degrees. Knee bends like that, a little over 90, and ankle pivot goes about that much, maybe 15. I don't know, I didn't measure it too much. Wings also have articulation. They can go back, so you can stylize it however you would wish, and like I said earlier, the cape's articulated. Let's put him in his chair just to see how that works for display. There we go. I like to think that he regularly sat on the Nemesis Bridge chair before they got to Earth in the beginning of G1 when Megatron wasn't around, because it gave him a bit of power. And maybe that's what they were going for here, just like him sitting on like a chair would give him a bit more presence, and I do think it does. There are upgrade kits for the chair where it has like a flame effect. I do not have those though, but if that's a thing you would like, that's a pretty good thing to get. this figure and like the box it's in are definitely made more for display than anything. A lot of Studio Series figures are made for display, really, but it still has that transformation aspect. So to do that, first you gotta take everything off. So let's do that real quick. All right then. So to get his transformation started, I tend to start with the hands. You close them up, put them up there. Then you open up his forearm, I think. Rock it backwards, snap that shut, put that to the side for now. Do the same with the other arm. Um, it's definitely just the exact same thing as the Earthrise Starscream, but with the hands having opening and closing fingers. But you know, it still works really well. If you don't have like a G1 Starscream, he works really well. Um, he does not have hips though, which is a bit unfortunate. But then you put the nose cone down over Starscream's head, open up his chassis, and then rotate the nose cone around and put it right there. There will be a little slot. You just slide it in. Um, Move the arms back there, and then just close that up. Onto the legs, I like to put them together first. Close the feet like so. We move these fins back and extend those out. And you got to do it for both sides as well. Then you open these like doors here. You rock the legs back till they connect. Close those back. Well, open up the hip skirt first and then close those back up. And then you rotate the wings. Sometimes they come off, but they're easily put back on because I think it's a mushroom peg. And then you have the plane. It's recommended you take the standard Seeker null rays. It's recommended you plug them into the wings, and then boom, you got the standard G1 Seeker body for Starscream. With the plane mode, the paint on him is pretty good, I'd say. Unlike the Earthrise version, though, he is missing paint on the back fins, the vertical ones. The Earthrise Starscream has a bit of paint right around here, I believe. Some red and white, similar to his wing patterns. But he's a pretty cool F-15, I believe. He is just a guy with a jet on top of him, though. He just kind of lays down, moves his neck a bit. You know, nothing too special. But it's still a very nice plane mode. I really like the clear orange on the cockpit. I know a lot of people don't like clear plastic, especially when it's like this, where this bit here could easily cause some breakage there because that's not like gray plastic laid over clear orange. It is just like clear plastic on normal plastic with a normal plastic thing like rubbing up against it every time you transform it. But it's really nice, I believe. I'm glad he was my first because he really opened me up to getting a lot more. I got him because like he was just a recognizable character at the time, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool. It comes with a cape and other blasters and a crown." Whoopee! But a lot of people say that he's not the best figure in the world, especially because he's just the Earthrise with different hands. But it is the best approximation of the G1 character as we have at the moment. I do wish that they added waist rotation. That would be nice, because really the Earthrise mold is just the classics mold, but updated. Maybe it's bigger. I don't have any classic seekers, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. But yeah, that's been my review of Studio Series 86 Starscream, and I just, in summary, I think he's a pretty cool dude. If you want a good Starscream that doesn't break your bank, uh, I've I've seen a lot of Starscreams on eBay for fairly reasonable. Uh, he was leader class price when I got him, and that's what he was sold as though. So if that's a problem, I think if you find like the Earthrise one or even the Siege one, you can get a pretty good Starscream for that as well. Did you guys like the video? Do you want me to make more? Do you have this figure? If you have answers to any of those questions, really, tell me in the comments. Do you have any other figures that you'd recommend I'm doing? Recommend I review, I mean? Pop those in the comments as well. Make sure to check out my Tumblr where I will be posting updates for videos, maybe new figures I get if that so happens. But have a good day or night, and we'll see you next time.